All right, here we are. It's our first time doing previews. My name is Coach Taylor. I coach for Norton High School. I'm also the communications director and media director for the MSTCA.
And I'm Coach Sylvain over at West Bridgewater High School. And I am also the Chief Operating Officer, the guy behind the curtain for the MSTCA. And welcome to the Division III Girls Preview. Before we get into the preview, a couple quick words.
Yes, we have to give a shout out to Coach Shep, Coach H, and Coach Martin, who bring you BSR, and they're the guys behind the curtain for BSR. They're the guys that make it all happen, and we know you guys love them. They're working hard right now. They're at the D2 meet right now, taking pictures and getting interviews. And otherwise, they would be doing this.
Absolutely. We know you'd rather see them than us, but we also know that you want some previews. So we are going to do some previews today. D1 and D2. We apologize. D1 happened yesterday. D2's happening right now, as Coach said. But we're going to make it up to you. BSR is going to make it up to you for future meets this year. But we are going to hit the smaller divisions for this afternoon.
And Coach H, he's right here. He's with us in spirit. And Baby Yoda's right here. He's with us physically. And we're going to get to it.
Absolutely.
All right,
okay.
Let's head over to the girls 55 dash at the D3 state championship. Starting with Madison Marsh, 5th at All States last year. UMass Lowell bound. Everyone knows her now.
Yep.
And she is the clear favorite in this, but we do have two seniors battling it out. Ulivi Peralta from Putnam Voke. She will be right there as well. And Sarah Flanagan not too far behind from Milford.
Yes, and Milford's got a couple in the top 6, so potential points there for the team score.
Absolutely. Girls 300, everybody knows her. Michaela Page from Tewksbury, 40.13. Again, a couple of Milford athletes right there. Kerry O'Connor, Sarah Flanagan, who was also in the 55 dash. And they're both under 41 as well. But we have to talk about Michaela Page for a second there. She's one of the best athletes Massachusetts has ever had.
Yep.
She's coming off of Millrose Games last week where she ran a 130.28 for a USA #1, not just a Mass #1, a USA #1 in the 600. And we're going to get to the 600 too, but I figure we'll just do it all right now about Michaela Page. She's ranked first in the 600. She's going to have to run the 600 first before the 300 if she doubles at this meet. She's got a 30-minute window to recover, though.
That is some time. That is some time. And
it's enough for her, for sure.
And even her 300 time was number 1 in the state up until yesterday, I believe.
Exactly.
But yeah, it's going to be a challenge for going for the double, but Tewksbury wants those points, I imagine.
I'm sure they do. And we can't count out Madison Marsh. She's ranked #1 in the 55, but #4 in the 300. She's going to be right there as well.
Yeah.
So moving right along to the girls 600, we already talked about Michaela. She's fastest in the state by 5 seconds. So there's no one really even close to her. But Kerry O'Connor from Milford is there. Jenna Gilman from Oliver Range. She's a freshman coming in.
Yep.
But it'll be interesting to see her. It'll be interesting to see Michaela do what she does within a 30-minute window, 600, 300.
Yeah, well, they're probably hoping for very few scratches, so there's a couple more heats, a little bit more rest time.
Absolutely.
Another familiar name in the 1,000.
Yes.
Emma Sullivan, Shepherd Hill, got a second and a half overall seeding time ahead of Nicole Anderson from Billerica. But Emma's been winning meets and races all season long over at the Reggie, and so she's looking for another one that afternoon.
Yep. Another name, Lindy Statlander. 600, she's 4th. 1,000, she's 3rd, so she's up there as well. Be looking for her. Last year at All States, the 1,000 meter was loaded. Names like Elise O'Leary, Grace Connolly, Nicole Anderson, Tessa McLean, Mia Costa, Emma Sullivan, Annie Jackson, who ran last night, all went sub-3 at All States last year. So we have 2 girls ranked sub-3 for the D3 meet, Emma Sullivan and Nicole Anderson. And Nicole Anderson beat Emma last year at All States, although Emma has a faster time than her this year. So this will be very interesting to watch going forward.
Coming down to the tape.
Absolutely.
Distance, mile and
Yes.
2 mile. A familiar name at the top there as well.
Yeah, Skylar Gooley from Hopkinton. She's been dominating for 4 years. She went. Her seed time is a 4:59.47. However, if you've been following her, she was at the New Balance Grand Prix,
yep.
and she ran a 4:56.30 there.
Right.
And she is one of the top-ranked athletes in the country as well in the mile. And so there's a pretty big window. If she came in with her 4:56, that's a pretty significant seed time over Ava Duggan from Milton and Priya Parker from Hingham.
And Ava's and Priya both have fantastic times in low 5 minutes, but you wonder if Skylar is going to double up between that and the 2 mile, where she's got a significant advantage in the seeding. Maybe she doesn't have to push too hard in the first race in order to still have some for the second race.
Absolutely. She is ranked number 1. She's the only athlete under 11 at 10:55, and then we jump up to 11:23.
Which, by the way, is her teammate.
Exactly.
Olivia Jones. Yeah, so a little team running there.
Absolutely. And I wonder if Gooley does one and lets her teammate have the other one.
Throw it out there.
Yeah.
All right. How about in the hurdles? Look at one of our superstar athletes there.
Yes, Tim Semino product and Harvard-bound Jada Johnson. How do you pick against her? She's one of the most prolific multi-athletes ever from Massachusetts.
Absolutely.
And she's number 5 in the state this year in the hurdles, but we are going to be talking about her again and again going forward into some of the field events.
Absolutely.
Because of her proficiency in those field events.
And as far as the relays are concerned, you know, we have lots of teams with some solid times there, but you know, one team that for the girls, Hingham, has one of the top 6 seeds in all 3 of the relays, and you know, sometimes it's just those, you know, including the number 2 seed in both the 4x4 and 4x8. You know, you put those points together, and all of a sudden, if you're not in the lead prior to the relays, you might be there at the end and holding up the hardware.
Yes.
But Milford's 4x2, their sprinters putting together for a potential very fast 4x2 time, and Shepherd Hill could in the 4x4. Bill Ricca in the 4x8. We could see 3 different champions, but again, Hingham might be right behind those champions, and all those points might lead them to an overall victory. But before we get to team scores, how about the field events there?
Yes. I was going to say, in that girls 4x2, there are, I feel like it's anyone's race. 4x2 at the state championships usually comes down to handoffs and how proficient the handoffs are on that particular day. But you have a 147 from Milford, 147 from Sharon, 148 from Hingham, and North Attleboro and Hopkinton at 149. So you have 5 teams sub 150, and it really could be anyone's race at that point. So it'll be interesting to see where coaches put particular athletes based on that one. So yeah, 4x4, kind of a 2-team race there. Shepherd Hill coming in with a 4:05, Hingham with a 4:07, Milford there with a 4:10. Milford, it might be important for them in that 3rd place there just for points,
right?
Because as you said, they might be one of the teams going for the championship.
Yep.
Let's keep going. 4x8. There's a clear cut.
Yeah, almost 30 seconds, right?
Yes, Billerica is way ahead of everybody else. It'll be interesting to see what they do with their individual athletes. Do they just go for broke in the 4x8? That'll be interesting to see. There's 3 teams under 10 there, so impressive for D3.
Very nice.
Girls high jump, big surprise.
Yeah.
Jada Johnson, 5'8". Olivia Intenvery from North Attleboro is 5'6", and then Emma Phelps from Westboro. She's a great multi-athlete as well, coming in at 5'4". So there's your top 3 in the girls high jump.
5'7", so see if Jada goes for that.
Absolutely. That'll be fun to see.
Yep.
I can't in good conscience ever pick against JJ, though. She's hard to pick against because she's so clutch. Girls long jump, Jada's right there as well, 18.2, but Lily Weatherby of North Attleboro comes in with an 18.4 3/4. So she's ranked higher than her, but as we all know in the field events, at these big meets, anything can happen.
Right.
So we will see.
Absolutely. And shot put, we got Amanda Little from Pembroke going neck and neck with Chinazo Odunzi from Stoughton, that both over 34 feet and should be fairly close. Could just be a matter of who puts that excellent throw in the finals.
Absolutely. And the young athlete out of Hopkinton, Kate Powers, she's a pretty impressive athlete and has made really large leaps after talking with her and her coach at one of the meets this year. She's getting exponentially better, so be on the lookout for her up there as well.
Absolutely. All right, how about for the teams? What are you thinking?
Milford, Milton, Shepherd Hill, Hingham, Hopkinton, those are my top 5.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking at.
Well, you figured Hingham's the defending champs. Shepherd Hill was runners-up last year. You look at the relays. I mean, not everybody goes to the relays, but Hopkinton won the relays. Hingham was right behind them. North Attleboro in third. Then again, I don't know, something about those relay seating. I'm wondering if Hingham will have enough to be able to defend their title.
Yeah. That's why we watch. That's why it's fun any given day, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It'll be interesting.
Should be fun. All right, so that's the girls D3 preview.
And we hope you enjoyed. I know we're not Coach Shep and Coach H again. We love them.